Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me in this course, graphic design. And in this interaction for today, we're going to discuss about fundamentals of graphic design. Fundamentals of graphic design. And of course, here we are talking about graphic design as a way of creatively, combining images, texts, and other elements to convey the message. Okay, so graphic designing plays a crucial role in various fields, including advertising, marketing, web design, print media, branding, etc. And in this course, we're going to cover the aspects of graphic design, including its definition, history, principles, elements, and its application. So we'll be able to deal with the practical aspects of graphic design. Now, graphic design by definition, it can be seen as the art of practice, the art and practice of planning and project idea and experiences with visual and textual content. So we're talking about graphic design is an art and practice of planning and projecting ideas and experience with visual and text content. So it involves creative process that utilizes a combination of topography, image, color, layout to convey messages effectively. So I want you to underline the word, planning, projecting ideas and experience. So when you talk about planning, you need to sit down first of all, visualize what you need to create. Once you visualize what you need to create, have a dream of what you need to create, and on top of that, find a way in which you're going to deliver, bring out that idea, how you're going to present that idea, and lastly, you're going to bring out the experience. Okay, based on these, the delivery of these two are dependent on the experience. So graphic design, the more you get experience, the more it will be easier for you to bring out content, or the more it will be easier for you to improve and create amazing work. That's why in this whole course, you're going to deal with a lot of components that, a lot of, practicals that allows you to, to design a lot of, a lot of stuff about graphic design. Okay, now just to improve, let's look at the historical perspective of graphic design. Now, of course, before the 20th century, graphic design, was something that came as, hieroglyphics, all right, and illuminated manuscripts where people used to draw on the wall, used to paint using, using clay and whatnot. So the invention of printing press by Jonas Gutenberg in 15th century revolutionized mass communication and typography. So basically, before that, mass communication, people that these are journalists, all right? They're the basic people that used to use this graphic design because they were transferring information. Okay, they're transferring information, so they needed to use pictures, they needed to use design, they needed to design, flyers and whatnot. Okay, so up to the 20th century, okay, the art of novel and arts and crafts movements influenced graphic design in the late 9th and 20th century. So Boas School in Germany, founded in 1919, played a significant role in merging fine arts and design. So fine arts and design was merged together in 1919, and the mid 20th century there was a rise in the modernism and which was characterized by simplicity, functionality, and the use of sans serif typefaces. Okay, so around the digital age, here we're talking about the current period when we're talking about computers. When the computers came into existence, computers needed softwares, that has transformed the whole entire industry to today, and today graphic design is a new component of design. Now, these computers, the desktop, they use internet, and the internet brought in possibilities of graphic design to expand even further. Now, what are principles of a graphic design? Principles of a graphic design. One, balance. All right. So here, when we talk about a balance, we're talking about achieving a visual equilibrium through distribution of elements such as color, space, and color, space, and size. So balance needs to ensure that, for example, if you are going to create the colors, size, and space, they should match. Okay, you can't have two loud colors and with small space and with little sizes. So balance is one principle of graphic design. Make sure there is a balance in between components you're dealing with. Secondly, contrast. Okay, here we're talking about creating visual interest by placing different elements in proximity and emphasizing differences. So, for example, if you're editing a photo, almost everyone has edited a photo. Okay, you choose which contrast suits better. Okay, so if you choose black and white, well, it's there to bring out a certain message. So those people that do shooting of videos, they shoot these videos based on the mood they want to create. And color has proven to be one of the components that influences the mood. So there are certain colors that influence mood. For example, the game that I'm sure you may have seen a game that I don't know what they call that game, but they use a red linen, right, to wave around a bull, and a bull begins to chase a particular person with that particular material. What happens is that if they wanted to change mood, they will switch the linen with another type of material. Now, that one basically brings about color. So contrast, it brings about differences in terms of it brings about differences in terms of the first and the current. Okay, so that's what contrast is all about. So the next component is emphasis. All right, so you use different illustrations like highlighting, board of words, underlining, and whatnot. So highlighting certain elements draw attention and guide the viewer's focus. So when you write certain things in a certain color, or you write it in a certain way, it attracts attention. Okay, so it draws attention to a particular component. So you as a designer, you always bring out this concept that when a viewer needs to pay attention to a certain component, you need to design it in a certain way. Then there's a sense of unity. There's supposed to be unity. So here we are talking about ensuring cohesion, harmony among various design elements to convey a unified message. So what we are talking about is there's supposed to be, cohesion, unity. For example, imagine if this word ensuring had the capital, small, it starts with a small letter AE, then goes to capital letter, the other one is small letter, and the other word is, this other word maybe is a different font. Look at the type of disorganization that will be there. So there's no unity in between these, in between those words. So in designing, always unity is a very important component of design. Words, whatever you're designing has to be united in a way. Then we have what we call alignment. So here we're talking about arranging elements to create a sense of order and organization. Okay, so alignment, if they are starting, all of them are starting from left to right or right to left, make sure that all of them are left to right, not right to left. Okay, so either way, it is easy for one to bring out one particular component that is very vital. Then repetition, you can use repetition to bring about consistent. Okay, so here it helps in creating, reinforcing an idea. So you're trying to force an idea into minds of the people in a way. So you are going to use repetition in order to reinforce, create cohesion and reinforcement of the idea. Now let's look at elements of a graphic design. Elements of graphic design. One, we have topography. Topography, we're talking about the arranging type, including font selection, size, space, and the alignment. Okay, so topography, we're talking about the arrangement of the font, the size, space, and alignment. The second element is color. So here we're talking about utilizing color theory to evoke emotion. Okay, so color is used in a way to create hierarchy and enhance visual appeal. So color always is used to depict a certain type of a situation. For example, you wear black at a funeral. Okay, so if it's anything that relates to to funeral, may be good to be designed in black, 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 and whatnot. Okay, so it depends. So color has to bring about the mood and the type of an event or create a hierarchy of activities. Then thirdly, we've got what we call images or illustration. In each and every design, there's supposed to be a photograph of visuals, illustration, or icons that enhances communication. When you put a picture or an icon or any illustration, it enhances the what? It enhances the communication visually. Okay. Then fourth, we've got the layout. Here we're talking about arranging elements, on page or screen to create effective, flow of design. Okay, the design is supposed to flow. So if the design is to flow, you need to have a layout. Okay, plan that, okay, this will be there, this will be there, this will be there, this, just like a kitchen. Okay, if a kitchen you plan, oh, there, this is where the stove will be. If it's an inbuilt stove, this is where it will be. This is where the drawers are going to be. This is where the sink is going to be. That's what we call a layout. Okay, so it means that when you begin to start putting your kitchen utensils, you put them where they belong. When you bring a stove, you put where it belongs. When you get whatever you get, you have to put it where it belongs. The spoon, they go in drawers. Knives, they go in drawers. That's a layout. So white space is the last component where you use intentional, intentional use of empty space to improve legibility. Okay, so of course there's supposed to be, it's not supposed to be crowded. Okay, so there's supposed to be some space that is used basically for legibility, focus, and overall aesthetic of the design. Okay, so that empty space is also very, very important in creating a flow of, a flow of the design. Now, in what way do we apply graphic design? You as a graphic designer, in what way are you going to use your skills? Okay, in what way are you going to apply your skills? One, marketing and advertising. Okay, this one is self-explanatory. Marketing and advertising, you're going to use your skills, to create visual campaigns to promote products, services, and ideas. Branding, here we're talking about building a brand identity. Okay, for you to know that this is Just Life, you must see a red, you must see a drum, you must see a graduation cape, you must see a spear. Okay, you must see those waves that you are seeing on the, then you do, just by far you see, okay, that is the module for Just Life University. So that's what we call a brand. Okay, secondly, web design. Thirdly, web design. Web design is a very important component which deals with websites. Building a website is not possible if you don't have web designing, if you don't have graphic designing skills. You can do it, but it's rather difficult. All right. So it is eminent that you understand graphic design techniques. We have got the print media. Here we're talking about printing brochures, posters, magazines, business cards. You need a graphic designer or someone with skills in graphic design, because a client sends you an artwork. That artwork has to be edited in a way for it to suit very well in your printing, okay, or in your machine. Then we have what we call the packaging design. So packaging design here creates visually appealing and the informative packaging for products. So every product that you see that has got a package has gone through the hands of a designer. So the designer has had some time to look at how they will design that package for it to communicate effectively. And the last one is the motion graphics. So motion graphics, we're talking about visual effects for videos and multimedia project. Okay, so basically we're talking about uh, designing any media that brings out information in terms of an animation or visual effects. Okay, now of course graphic design is one of the components of IT that keeps evolving with time. Why? It's because as technology is increasing, AI is coming in play. Even the way in which things are being done is changing. Therefore, as a graphic designer, you will need to continuously adapt, learn how to use new softwares, and do better job with new softwares, because this course gives you a basis. When it gives you a basis, you'll be able to use all these softwares that come, you learn how to use them and use that skill to perfect your ability to create components. Until we meet next time, goodbye.